right, this is video 4.2.2 on intercept form. And pause the video, write down all of these notes there, and then we will do this problem together. All right, so here's what you need to know about intercept form. This equation, bringing the equation down right next to the problem. So in this problem, A equals 2, P equals the opposite of negative 3. Since this is negative, we're going to take its opposite. So P equals 3. And Q equals the opposite of positive 1. So Q equals negative 1. So what you need to know here is that P and Q are the X-intercepts. So anytime you have an equation in this form where we have these two things in parentheses like that, you're given the X-intercepts right from the get-go. Now, for a X-intercept, Y is always equal to 0. That's the next thing you need to know. And that actually is said right here. And the X-intercepts are at the points P, 0, Q, 0. So I have 2 points on my parabola. In this case, it would be 3, 0, and then negative 1, 0. All right, I'm going to plot those 2 points. 2, 3, and negative 1, 0. And the next thing I want to know, is where's the vertex? Okay, so the vertex is halfway between P and Q. You can do that actually really easy on the graph because these 2 points, these 2 blue points that are on the graph, 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So halfway between those 4 would be at 2. So if I go, let me get another color so you can see me do this. So if I go 1, 2, the x-coordinate of the vertex is 1. All right, here's my axis of symmetry. Okay, the x-coordinate of the vertex is 1. Why? Because it's halfway between negative 1 and 3. You could also do that using this formula. So you could do 3 plus negative 1 divided by 2. All right, equals 2 over 2 equals 1. So that's the x-coordinate of the vertex. How am I going to find the y-coordinate and my other points is I'm going to use a graphing utility. So today I'm going to do this on Desmos. You could use a graphing calculator if you have access to one. All right, so again, I'm just going to type Desmos into my Google. The first choice, Desmos Beautiful Math. And I'm going to click on Start Graphing. All right, I am going to put in the equation. All right, I'm going to pull this down. What equation am I putting in? All right, I'm putting in the equation y equals 2 times x minus 3 times x plus 1. There we go. So I have y equals 2 times x minus 3 times x plus 1. All right. Now let's look at that graph. All right, here it is. All right, so let's just verify what I've already got. Where are my x-intercepts? If I just hover over that place where the graph crosses the x-axis, I've got negative 1, 0. And this point over here is 3, 0. Let me just check. Is that what I've got in my table? Okay, I've got negative 1, 0, and I've got 3, 0. So yes, I'm good so far. Now, the vertex. All right, the vertex. Okay, we already said that the x-coordinate of the vertex is 1. Here's the vertex right here. If I hover over it with my cursor, it tells me that the y-coordinate is negative 8. Or you can even click on it. There you go. My y-coordinate is negative 8. I'll put that in my table. So I've got the vertex is at 1, negative 8. Let me plot that point. That's right there. All right, so your teacher says that you have to have 5 points in the table. That means that we need 2 more points. Let's see, can Desmos help us with that? All right, it looks like this point right here, the y-intercept, is also shown on my graph, and that's, like I said, it's if I just click on it, it gives me those coordinates. So at 0, negative 6, I have a point. So I've got 0, negative 6. Let's plot that. That's right there. And then the point that's the reflection of that point across the axis of symmetry would be right here at 1, negative 6. So here's my parabola. So, if I were to put a table on here, let's put a table on here, and again, I can change this to just X, and then this over here, I'm going to get rid of that Y, and I'm going to put there, instead, I'm going to put this, the right-hand side of the equation. I'm going to put 2 times X minus 3 times X plus 1. Okay, and now over here, well, the point that I'm trying to find the reflection of, let's see, we think it's at 2, 0. So let me see what happens if or 2, negative 6. So let's see if I put a 2 here, what happens. Oh, good, negative 6. So now we see this point right here is on the parabola. It's a reflection of 0, negative 6 across the axis of symmetry. All right, let's see. I'm going to do another one. Let's clear this out. And I'm going to try and do one more problem. Sorry, taking so long. All right, here's my next problem. All right, so I've got y equals a times x minus p times x minus q. All right, so a is negative 1. P is the opposite of positive 2, so it's negative 2. And then Q is the opposite of negative 1, so it's positive 1. So these two things tell me my x-intercepts. So that's at negative 2, 0, and 1, 0. Negative 2, 0, and 1, 0. Oh, hold on. I grabbed that wrong. Try that again. Negative 2, 0, and 1, 0. Okay? All right, so halfway between negative 2 and 1, okay, it's just like I'm taking an average, halfway between. It would be at negative 1/2, or negative 0.5. Alright, so my axis of symmetry, oops, again, I'm doing it on the wrong side of the x-axis, is at negative 0.5. Alright, let's plug this into Desmos to get some more points. Alright, here we go. So I've got y equals negative x plus 2 times x minus 1. Alright. Let's see that on the graph. Oh, I was wondering why it wasn't showing up. Here's my mistake right here. This should be a minus. It should not be an equal sign. There we go. Now my graph appears. All right, so again, I've got my two x-intercepts are at -2, +1. My vertex, the Desmos just gives it to you. It's already there. Is at -0.5, 2.25. So let's put that in the table. -0.5, 2.25. All right, I need 2 more points. All right, it gave me the y-intercept is at 0.2. Okay, let's put that in my table. And I didn't graph my my vertex yet. So the vertex was at -0.5, 2.25. So it would be right there. All right, and then the reflection of this point across the axis of symmetry, it's actually so close to the axis of symmetry, would be right about there. All right, let's take a look at that on Desmos. So I've got, again, x, and I'm going to put, oh no, table. You know, I'm going to do this a different way. This video is so long. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to put in there never mind. I'm going to go back to the table. All right. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the place where we've got a y coordinate of 2. All right, I'm trying to click on it on the graph. And it's not letting me click on it exactly. Oh, there we go. So we've got it at -1, 2. All right, let's put that in the table. That's what that point was there. Let's just draw the parabola. Alright. That video was a little too long. Sorry about that, guys.